In the beginning, there was nothing but an endless void, a dark, formless expanse that stretched across infinity. No sky, no earth, no seas. Only the silence of the unknown. But deep in the heavens, far beyond human sight, the gods of the Yoruba people dwelled. They were powerful, wise, and sometimes mischievous. Little did they know that their actions would give birth to the world we know today and its chaoses. This is the story of how the earth was shaped by divine hands, full of beauty, struggle, and terrifying consequences. High above the void, in the sacred heaven called Orun, the supreme gods Olódùmarè reigned. Olódùmarè was eternal, unchanging and powerful, but even he found himself growing restless in the empty heavens. Beside him were his many divine children, the Orisha, each possessing unique powers and temperament. Among them was Obàtálá, the god of purity and creation, and Odùdùwà, the god of chaos and mystery. Olódùmarè gathered the Orisha and spoke. His voice was like a rolling thunder. One fateful day, the time has come for us to bring order to the chaos below. Obàtálá, my faithful son, I choose you to lead this sacred mission. Go down into the abyss and shape the earth so life may flourish. Obàtálá bowed deeply, his heart filled with pride. He vowed to carry out Olódùmarè's will. As the gods celebrated this decision, a shadow passed through the heavens. Odùdùwà watched in silence, jealously burning in his heart. Why should Obàtálá be given such an honor? His jealousy would soon set events into motions that no god could foresee. Obàtálá's journey. With a sacred pouch in hand, Obàtálá began his descent from the heavens. The golden chain gifted by Olódùmarè glimmered in the darkness as he lowered himself into the abyss. But the void was not empty. Strange, shapeless spirits locked in the shadows, whispering as they watched the gods pass by. The spirit's jealousy of the mission bestowed upon Obàtálá sought to distract him. They whispered promises of power, begged for a piece of the sacred pouch, and warned him of dangers ahead. Obàtálá, pure of heart and focused on his tasks, ignored their voices, or so he thought. After hours of climbing through the void, Obàtálá came upon a clearing island of light surrounded by darkness. There stood Ògúnràn, the god of iron, hammering away at forge. The spark from his work illuminated the vast nothingness around him. Ògúnràn, Obàtálá, what brings you to this dark place? You carry burden that even the strongest god would hesitate to bear. Obàtálá explained his mission, and Ògúnràn nodded solemnly. The god of iron reached out into the forge and handed Obàtálá a small glowing stone. Take this. It is a fragment of iron, forged in my flames. It will protect you from the spirit that dwell in the void. But beware, Obàtálá. The darkness is treacherous, and even the gods can lose their way. Grateful, Obàtálá continued his journey, the iron stone clutched tightly in his hands. The whispers of the spirit grew fainter, repelled by the power of the stone, but the gods' resolve would soon be tested in ways he could never even imagine. As Obàtálá traveled further, he came upon a mysterious river and shimmered with an otherworldly glow. In the middle of the river stood Ìyá Òṣòròǹgà, the ancient mother of mysteries and secrets. Her voice was like honey, sweet and soothing, but her eyes held danger that even the bravest gods feared. Hear me, Òṣòròǹgà, Obàtálá, son of Olódùmarè, where do you travel with such haste? Surely a creator as noble as you are has time to share a drink with an old friend. Obàtálá hesitated. He has been warned of the river goddess Corny's ways, but her presence was mesmerizing. Against his better judgment, he accepted her invitation. She offered him a cup of palm wine, this golden liquid glistening under the river's light. At first, Obàtálá resisted, but the scent of the wine was intoxicating, and his first taste unbearable. As he drank the world around him began to blur. The once clear path became twisted. Spirit whispers returned, and the sacred pot felt heavier in his grasp. Obàtálá staggered forward, his vision spinning, his thoughts clouded. The iron stone fell from his hand and vanished into the darkness. By the time he realized his mistake, it was too late. Obàtálá had been tricked. The river goddess laughter echoed in his ears, ha ha, as she vanished into the shimmering waters. Weak and disoriented, he clutched the sacred pouch, desperate to complete his mission. But his steps grew slower, and soon he collapsed on the edge of the void, the pouch slipping from his grasp. Watching from the shadows, Odùduwà had seen everything. He stepped forward, his eyes fixed on the pouch, his heart racing with ambition. With a sly smile, he picked up the pouch and whispered to himself, "The earth will be mine to shape. Let Obàtálá sleep while I fulfill the destiny that should have been all mine all along." And so Odùduwà descended further into the abyss, the sacred pouch in his hands, leaving Obàtálá behind in the dark. The winds howled and the spirit rejoiced, for the path to creation had taken a darker turn. But the story was far from over. Obàtálá's journey was none of defeat, but of redemption. And what awaited him in the depth of the void would change the course of the creation forever. Odùduwà, determined to prove his worth, opened the sacred pouch. First, he sprinkled the sand across the abyss, creating the foundation of the earth. Then he released the divine chickens, which began scratching at the sand, spreading it far and wide. Mountains rose, valleys formed, and rivers began to crave their paths. But as the earth took shape, Odùduwà felt a presence behind him. It was Obàtálá's, furious and heartbroken. The two gods clashed, their powers shaking the heavens and the newly formed earth. Their battles created storms and earthquakes, and Olódùmarè's voice thundered across the skies once more. Enough! Both of you will share in this creation. Obàtálá, you will shape life itself, molding humans from clay. Odùduwà, you will rule the earth as its guardians. The gods obeyed, but the tension between them never faded. Obàtálá, in his sorrow, created the first human, but his hands still shaky from the one made some imperfect, those with disabilities. Yet Olódùmarè declared them beautiful, for they were his children too. For a time, the earth flourished under the watchful eyes of the gods. Humanity spread across the land, building villages and crafting tools, just as Obàtálá had envisioned. Odùduwà, now guardian of the earth, ruled with a firm hand, ensuring that the land remained fertile and bountiful. But the balance between creation and chaos was fragile, and the crack in its harmony soon began to show. It began subtly. Odùduwà, proud of his role as the earth ruler, grew impatient with humanity's imperfections. He saw their struggles, their mistakes, and their petty conflicts, and he began to wonder, had Obàtálá shaped them poorly? Then thoughts feasted in his mind, turning admiration into disdain. These humans are weak. They squander the gift of the earth. Perhaps they were not meant to thrive here after all. Odùduwà's bitterness spread like a shadow over the land. Crops withered under sudden droughts. Rivers ran dry, and the once gentle winds became violent storms. The people grew afraid, offering sacrifices to appease their guardian, but their prayers fell on deaf ears. Odùduwà had grown distant, consumed by his pride. Meanwhile, Obàtálá watched from his place in the heavens, sorrow filling his heart. Though he had forgiven Odùduwà for stealing the sacred pouch, he could not ignore the suffering of the humans he had created. They were his children, imperfect yet beautiful, and he knew he had to intervene. Obàtálá descended to the earth, his white robes glowing in the darkness of the storm. The humans knelt before him, their tears mingling with the rain. Obàtálá spoke softly, his voice cutting through the chaos. Fear not, my children. The suffering is not unnoticed. I will restore the balance to the earth, even if it costs me everything. But as Obàtálá set to work, reshaping the earth and calming the storms, Odùduwà appeared, his eyes blazing with anger. The guardian of the earth was not ready to relinquish his control, and their rivalry reignited with a fury that shook the heavens and the earth alike. Their battles were fierce. Mountains crumbled under their feet, oceans churned in massive waves, and the skies lit up with fire and lightning. Humanity could only watch in terror as their world was torn apart by the two gods who had once worked together to create it. Finally, Olódùmarè's voice thundered across the sky, silencing the chaos. Enough! This earth was not created for your quarrels. It was made for humanity to flourish. Obàtálá, you will remain the creator of life. Odùdùwà, you will guard the earth, but you must both honor your roles or face my wrath. The gods obeyed, though their rivalry simmered beneath the surface. Obàtálá returned to the heavens and Odùdùwà resumed his guardianship. But the scars of their battle remain etched into the earth, a reminder of the fragile balance between creation and destruction. The earth grew quiet once more, but the balance between the gods and humanity remained precarious. Obàtálá continued to shape life, molding new humans with care and precision, yet he never forgot his earlier mistake. The ones created in his drunken state. They were imperfect, but they were his most beloved creations. He blessed them with resilience, wisdom, and strength, knowing they could thrive despite their challenges. But humanity too was imperfect. As they grew in numbers, so did their greed and ambition. Villages turned into kingdoms and peace gave way to war. The gods watched as humans began to fight over land, resources, and power. Odùdùwà, seeing this, became delusioned once more. They are no better than beasts. Perhaps the earth was never meant to hold such chaos. The guardian of the earth grew distant again, and the land began to suffer drought and clouds returned. Plagues swept through villages, and the humans desperate for salvation turned to Obàtálá for guidance. Obàtálá turned between his duty as creator and his love for humanity, made a solemn vow. He descended to the earth once more and spoke to the people. The earth is a gift, but it is also a responsibility. If you wish to thrive, you must honor it and live in harmony with one another. Remember, the gods are watching and we will not tolerate your destruction of what we have made. To ensure that humanity would remember this warning, Obàtálá left behind sacred symbols. Mountains shaped like his hand, river that whispered his name, and trees that bore the mark of the heavens. These symbols will remind humanity of their divine origins and their duty to protect the earth. And so, the story of creation remains a lesson for all who walk the earth. It is said that when the earth trembles, it is the gods' reminder of their presence. When the sky darkens, it is Odùduwà's warning of humanity's folly. And when new life is born, it's Obàtálá's blessing, a symbol of hope amid chaos. Take heed of this tale, for the earth is both gifts and a test. Creation is never without struggle, and balance is always fragile. As you walk this earth, remember the gods who shaped it, their triumph, their flaws, and their eternal watchfulness. This was a tale of how the Yoruba gods shaped the earth. Story of creation, betrayal, and balance. Until the next time, tread carefully, for the echoes of the past are closer than you think. Please subscribe and share for more African historical myths and stories.